All right, so let's move to those school trust lands. Tell our viewers what that's all about and what your committee does with that.
We've got a joint House and Senate committee. There's 6 served from each body, nonpartisans. It's split right down the middle.
It's kind of like the pension committee in that
exactly,
regard.
yeah. And we do a lot of advisory stuff. We don't. We would like to change that so that we acted just like a committee. So everything to do with school trust lands would come to our committee for actual action. We're really in an advisory role. But to go, what a lot of people say, well, what are school trust lands? Well, before Minnesota was a state, the federal government granted a huge amount of property, basically Section 16 and 36 in every township in the territory of Minnesota before we were a state. Those sections of land were set aside for the local people to use to produce revenue to fund their K-12. At that time it was 1 through 12, their local schools. That's how and if you think back where I grew up, every township had at least one schoolhouse. And so to roll way forward, most of those properties south of probably a line St. Cloud and south over the last 100+ years were sold. That money went into a corpus. That's $1 billion+ dollars sitting there. Everything north of St. Cloud, where I live, we've got 2.5 million acres in the northern part of Minnesota that belongs to the school. It's school trust land, so it belongs to the kids of Minnesota. A lot of people see this general public land out there and they assume it's DNR land. The DNR does manage it because it's got timber on it, but the most important thing it has on it is the mineral rights, because we kept all the mineral rights. So right now, every time we see taconite leave or go down the lakes, typically some of that royalty that came off that it's probably came off school trust land. The way that corpus works is the revenue that's generated every year is you just basically take the number of school kids in the state, divide that, and then each district gets their amount based on how many children are in the school. And here's the thing, 2/3 of those dollars, guess where they end up? In the metro area. And I mean,
because that's where the population
because that's where the
population lives. That's where the children
are. People need to understand that those dollars are coming from mining. 90% of those dollars are coming from mining, and the other 10% comes from timber, because the timber it's just a tighter margin, and you're selling timber stumpage. With the mineral rights on the mining, you're selling one to rent the land before you ever mine it, and then the royalty off that. And we're putting out. We've been working on this I've been working on it for 5 years, but people have been working on it a little longer than that. We've moved from like $20 a student up to like $37 a student per year just in a few years, because we're really tightening things up. We've got a lot of public land out there that sits right in the middle of a state park. Guess what? That's not state park land. School trust land. Now, we don't want to go wreck a state park, but we're coming up with ways to trade out pieces of property that aren't suited to generate revenue. I mean, we're not going to say, well, that little piece you're going to have to pay to go on the state park. Nobody, that's just not non-starter. But we're trying to reconcile that, and that's going to be a 5 or 10 year project, because we've got just tens of thousands of acres here and there. I'll give you an example. 240 boat accesses on our public lakes. They're DNR boat accesses. Well, guess what? 240 of them are not on DNR land. They're on public school trust land. And so we've got to figure out a way to balance the books, because those are valuable pieces of property. And we're not going to generate revenue off them, but we should compensate the school trust fund and say, okay, now you really own it, and put the dollars in a school trust fund. So, we're talking just to make a dent in that, we're probably talking $100 million and to be able to just write the books on the real estate that we assume is just public land, but we're not using it to really generate revenue. So it's really it's one of those that the deeper you get into it, the more I think the dedicated, because it takes a while to. It was easy for me because I'm in a county where we've got almost all of our school trust land, and I was on the county board, and we've got a lot of tax forfeit land. So our land department, they explained the difference. How come that section of land we can't sell the timber on? Well, that's school trust land. The DNR folks have to do that. And then they said, and by the way, they got to keep track of that separate because it's not the same as the state forest land. So
complicated.
Yeah, it's very complicated, and that's why you kind of you're developing a real passion for it over time. But it takes a while to weed through the details of it.
Anybody else want to weigh in on school trust land?
Yeah.
Well, just something very interesting. Last week, my brother and I were talking about the country school we went to when we were young children. And that country school was actually built with school trust money, and the land was part of the land that was in each section, or in each township. That school was built on some of that land, and the dollars to build the school came out of that trust fund. So it was kind of interesting. We look back how that was done. And in southwest Minnesota, that land has all been sold off. And so you wonder how well we would be doing if we kept that land and took the productivity off the land or the residual from it and put it into the education system.
This always reminds me of a business friend of mine who had the opportunity to be an early franchise holder of McDonald's in the state of Illinois and turned it down because he didn't think this nickel hamburger thing was ever going to go anywhere. So don't take any investment advice from him. All right, let's move on.